Koreans and Indians are relatives to each other. Hello everyone, this is Kaheva and welcome to my YouTube channel. Today I'm going to talk about the reason why the relationship between India and Korea is especially special. When the movie Life of Pi was released in Korea, a lot of Koreans, including me, my friends, were really shocked to see a scene in that movie. And when all of the people came out of the cinema after the movie, we talked about did you hear him saying 엄마 and 아빠? And in Korean, it is exactly the same. I call my mom 엄마 and my father 아빠, like mother and father, mom and dad. And some of you guys might say in English, it is mother and father, M and F or P sound. 엄마, 아빠, mother, father. Yeah, that is what I just felt at first. But how about nation? It's called 나라 and 나르. The grass where you play soccer is 풀. In Tamil is 풀. And grasshopper in Korean is 메뚜기. And grasshopper in Tamil is 메뚜구디. Can you believe that? It is like grasshopper. It is not about mom and dad. It can be similar because it happens often in other languages too. And you might say okay, is that it? Is that the reason why you, Kaheva, is so excited? No, there are thousands more similar words in this way. This is the one I just picked out randomly. And you might question why? How come? How is it possible that India and Korea is not really close geologically? The biggest reason, 1,000 years ago, the princess of India came to Korea from India's region called Ayodhya and became the queen of Korea. And Koreans annually celebrate that Indian princess. This is the imagined Indian princess, people coming along with her. This is the Korean king, and this is the Indian princess. We imagine it, and we celebrate it in Korea like that. She's wearing her saree, Indian people with Korean people, and celebrated the princess of India coming to Korea. And it is a really actual history. Gimhae City celebrates the Indian princess coming to Korea every year. This is my personal opinion, but it is still my reasonable guess. And many Koreans also expect that historical thing to happen in this way. So it is the princess who came to Korea. So imagine, if a princess comes to Korea, she would bring at least thousands of her people. If you just simply think, do you think a princess would just come to Korea by her own? It is not possible. Going to other country to get married, and it is going to be a forever departure from India, probably. So when she came to Korea, I think she would have brought more than thousands of Indian people to Korea. And that people would interact with Korean people in Korea, and some of them might get married to each other. They would interact, and of course their language is so different, so they would have to teach their own language to each other. And since the Tamil language has the longer history than Korean, they would have more developed language system. So this is my imagination. So imagine this kind of situation so there is Princess Heo and there is King Kim-suro, the Korean king. They are interacting to each other. So they are walking along the riverside. And Princess Heo would say 강 like that, which means river. And the king would say 강 like that. There was a grasshopper on the grass. And the Princess Heo would say 메뚜구디, 풀 like that. So 메뚜구디 is grasshopper and 풀 is grass. And the king was also he might have also had his own word of referring to that kind of objects, but he might have also learned from her, got influence from her own Tamil language. So he would also call that 메뚜기. And the grass situation I just imagine from that two people. But if you imagine it, the interaction between like thousands of Indian people with thousands of Korean people interacting, communicating with each other, getting married, becoming friends, becoming relatives. If it becomes a larger and larger population does the same thing as I just explained to you, the imaginary situation, it is so much more probable that the language similarities between Tamil and Korean comes from the Indian princess coming to Korea with her own Indian people. And I think the relationship between India and Korea, their interaction and trade would have been really active at that time since thousands of Indian people came to Korea. Some of them might have had to go back to India and bring something, like bring their own spice, bring their own clothes again. They came back with a lot of Indian products. So if you look at this statue, this is not the typical image of Korean people, especially at that time. I can really say that some Koreans are descendants of India, and I think I can also say Koreans and Indians are relatives to each other. I think we are really actually relatives. So I was so excited to know this, so I really had to tell this to you guys. And thank you for watching, and see you in the next video. Bye.